Probably one of the most annoying people you'll ever meet in the world, Saira Khan, but you love her at the same time. Saira, how are you?
I'm very, very well, thank you, and thank you for having me on your show.
Well, it's a real thrill, and I'll tell you why. This show, The Apprentice, I've loved for years, because I started watching it when I went to see my family in America, and I thought this is such a great concept, because it takes people with huge egos who think they're so self-important, and then it puts them on the telly, and you see how talentless most people in business really are, and that's basically it, isn't it?
Well, I would like to think it's a bit more positive than that. I think what you're seeing is people, how they react under pressure, and how they work, with other people. So I think you actually sort of really see the true side of them, and that's what makes the programme so fascinating, and why people have loved it, and why it's actually been a surprise hit. So I think people sort of see it for what it is, really.
Now, you were on the first series with Sir Alan Sugar, and you annoyed the crap out of me from day one. But by about episode 6, I'm going to be honest with you, there was just this affection for you that I can't remember the episode specifically. I can't even remember what you were selling. I think it was flowers.
Yeah.
And I just remember you in a market, and I just wanted to punch you in the face. I'm sorry, I'm not a violent man, and I don't condone that kind of behaviour, but there was something you did in me. I can't be the only person that said this, surely.
No, absolutely not. And I think you're absolutely right. But I probably remind you of yourself. That's probably why you just really annoyed at me.
I just said you're annoying.
Because I was actually, you're seeing yourself on TV. But no, I think, I've got to be really, really honest with you. There is something called the edit, and at the end of the day, a TV show wants characters out of a programme, and my character was the one that was in your face. I was a good salesperson. I'm not even, not going to even be apologetic about that. But I had a different style. I've got energy and passion, and that all kind of came across. But seeing that in an hour, absolutely, it did annoy people. But we did 30 hours of filming a day. Now he's like, well, how can you do 30 hours? Because they did sort of, 10 hours on the girls and then 10 hours on the boys, and then we had to do lots more sort of afterwards. So there's a lot of stuff that you didn't see that was on the cutting room floor.
It's really like posh reality TV, isn't it? Because it's not watching you make a cup of tea. There are real tasks, and at the end of the day, for those who don't know, and I don't know how you've missed this, but you actually get a real job at the end, one person, and of course the famous line is "you're fired," which is Alan Carr's favourite thing, as was the case with Donald Trump in America. They're going to pick on people like you because a lot of people in business are dull, because they're not personalities, they're not TV stars, they're not there to be entertaining, are they? Yet you were, and I think that's why you were so heavily featured in last series.
Yeah, and I also think it does depend on what job you do. I am a salesperson, and I can tell you that a lot of salespeople who are very passionate and very good at what they do are quite similar to me. They've got the skill sets as me, got the gift of the gab. They're quite happy to go and speak to anybody, and they've, got sort of some energy about them. But if you're an accountant or if you're a teacher, you're not going to have those skills, and they're going to annoy the living daylights out of you. But I think business is sexy, business is entertaining, and to have it on primetime TV and have so many millions of people watching it is fantastic.
You've got this new book out called PUSH for Success. Push for Success.
I came up with the brand Push because people saw me as pushy. And what I find fascinating in this country is I don't understand why pushy is a problem. I've had to push all my life to get to where I want to be. But push to me stands for be proactive, understand yourself and others, sell yourself, and have high standards. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I haven't got friends in high places. And yes, I've got a media career now, but I've had to really work hard for that. It's not easy. People think, you see her on TV and, now she's got this glamorous job. But I've had to work enormously hard. But they are the principles that I use to get on in life, and I want to share them with people because I think everybody has got their own potential, but it's just about recognising it and realising it.
We're going to talk about personalities next, because I have a problem with that, like I think you possibly do as well. One final comment before we take a piece of music. I don't remember fancying you particularly when I saw you on the telly. To be honest with you, you look like Mrs. Average, but suddenly you become like this porn star, and even today you're kind of glowing, and you're cute and little and thin, and I don't remember you like this a year ago.
No, I think it's because, you saw me in business mode, and believe you me, when it's business, I turn into somebody different. It's about focus, it's about getting the results, and it's about getting the profit. And, on come the glasses, on come the power suits, and on comes the march. But, I'm in relaxed mode. I'm talking to you. It's a lovely environment. I don't need to be like that. So there's two sides to everybody, I think. So it's nice to be a bit, have a bit of variety.
Let me just ask my producer, Tarquin, are we flirting, by the way?
I haven't shown you my boobs yet, so I'm certainly not flirting.
You will before the end. Let's take a piece of music. I don't know what she's better at, really, business or media, because media is a bit like business. You just have to talk enough shite to convince people that what you're selling is worth buying, isn't it?
Well, I wouldn't put it quite like that, but people forget the media, it's an industry. So whatever you do in other industries, you have to do the same in the media industry. You have to make people like you. You have to have a skill. You have to have a talent. There's so much competition in this industry. What's going to make you shine above everybody else? And you've got to work at it. It's not easy. But I'm 35 years old. I've got life experiences, and I'm happy to talk about those. And I think being yourself and being real is what people like, and I've got no problem in doing that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it will carry on.
All right, Saira Khan is the star of this new book, PUSH for Success, Push for Success, and she looks like a bit of a star really on it. And I think there's a Sky Channel waiting for you there. I want to talk about why it is that personalities, and I regard you as a personality, and I'm a bit of a personality. Why do we piss so many people off in real life? I mean, I come in a building and I try and make people laugh. I can tell you, within this building, there are people who just hate me. And you have that as well. What is it about when you are larger than life, you upset so many people without meaning to?
It's not really about who you are or who I am. It's actually other people who probably want to be like you but haven't got the confidence, or probably have got that, that jealousy factor going on, or are just stuck in a rut but don't really know how to get on, and they want to be like you but they can't bother to put the effort in. And I think it's all of those things, and we've all got it in us. There are times when I look at somebody and go, blimey, I can't believe she's got that job. I could do a better job than that. But it's about how you work that through. It's no good just sitting there mulling about it. It's about being proactive and just thinking, you know what, if they can do it, I can. And that's what my book's about. I want everybody who reads my book to say, blimey, if she can do it, I'm going to give it a go, because I really believe it can work.
You say people want to be like me, but why would they want to be ugly, fat, ginger with a small penis?
But you're not like that at all. I think you're a very handsome man, and you shouldn't put yourself down.
I'm putting myself up.
But the thing is, you see, I look at you and I think, blimey, this guy can talk, he's lovely, he's funny, he's got personality. Some people just can't have that.
Cue to show me your boobs. That's the point where you need to take your top off. Listen, it's really nice talking to you, and I'm so thrilled about the success that you've had. With all due respect, I don't think anybody else from this series over here has had any success, have they? I mean, in America, there was a huge furore about the second series, I think, where one lady came out and said that a black woman would never win The Apprentice and turn it into a race thing. It's nothing to do with that, is it?
It's absolutely nothing to do with that. And I think, to be honest, again, you really get to know someone's talent and their skills after a show's finished. And the fact that, I've managed to make opportunities into kind of realising my own dream is about the fact that I really want it. I work hard. I'm prepared to work hard. I'll give something a go, and it's just about enjoying it and being yourself. I think if you can do that, then the world's your oyster. But in Britain, I am so lucky to live in this country, and I believe that if you're going to make it anywhere, you can make it in this country, because we are such an amazing group of people that live in this country. So, for me, it's not about race, it's not about colour, it's actually about attitude and your own skill set and using those to your advantage.
We're back with our remaining moments with Saira Khan, who is the author of a brand new book called Push for Success. And it's so nice to be talking to you, because you've kind of been successful in something that you weren't intending to be successful at. I presume when you went into The Apprentice, you weren't like a pop idol person that wanted to be famous.
And yeah, absolutely. I wanted to get that job with Sir Alan Sugar, and that was my priority, that was my focus. But, to me, success, to be honest, it's not about being in Hello magazine. It's not about, being in every single newspaper for the fact that, I've got a size 8, body or something. It's actually about, for me, it's about being a role model and giving something back to young people, and being a spokeswoman for the things that I'm passionate about. You know, being British and being Asian is really important to me, and I want to tell people that they should be grateful for that. So yeah, success is seen as different things, but I see it as being true to myself and being responsible with that. I think the problem at the moment is with a lot of sort of the celebrity world is that young kids look at certain people in the media and think, blimey, all you have to do is go onto a reality show and you can just become famous. But that is not the truth. That's not the way. Even those people have worked so hard to get to, you know, that position, but all they're seeing is the glamorous side of it. And I tell you, media isn't all glamorous, and you know that yourself.
Look at me, love. I mean, there's no better example, is it? Where does self-belief become arrogance with no backing? I think it's again about your own life experiences and the people that you have around you, people that you can trust, but also it's about giving feedback. You know, a lot of us are quite uncomfortable about telling people the truth, sort of saying, you know, Alex, that really wasn't really a very good show, because they just don't want to be the person to give that advice. But I think sometimes, you know, you can have self-belief, but other people around you just can't see it. How much business success comes from a great idea, percentage-wise, compared to luck of getting someone to either invest in it or take it, or it taking off just naturally?
I don't believe it is. I think there's lots of products now that we see that are big brands, but they're actually failing, and they're failing because they haven't got the right values. They're not in tune with what people want. They don't understand their customer needs. They're not using latest technology. They haven't got the right people around them. And I think there's so much that goes into a business to make it successful. It's not just about the product. And in fact, you can take any product, but it's the people around it that will make it a success, and the story that you build around it, and also understanding that, you know, what the customers want. Customers are absolutely fundamental in business. I mean, you know, we watched the Apprentice last night. You know, there were a couple of people trying to sell to customers there. They didn't have a clue. They couldn't read their body language, and it was quite painful to watch.
Presumably going into any business and making out you know better than them and telling them to shut up, I want to finish what I'm saying, is never going to sell you anything.
It isn't. And I tell you, one thing that somebody told me a long time ago is people will buy people. And I don't go in telling people what I think they should do. I actually ask people, what would you like me to do for you? What can I do? What is it your competition's doing that I can do better for you? It's about dialogue, and it's about engaging with people.
I'll tell you, the biggest lesson I learnt in life was when somebody goes, "You're crap, that was crap, your show's crap," go to them, okay, what do you suggest I do to make it better?
Absolutely.
And if you turn it round and give them the power and give them the control and say to them, right, genius, you can do better than me, suddenly they'll back off and go, well, actually, what you were doing was actually very good, because they haven't got a clue either. It's very easy to say something's rubbish, but if you turn it round on them, and presumably that's one of the skills that you promote in this book.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, again, it's about letting other people know that you value them, that you value their opinion, and that you actually, you know, respect them, and that what they say is really important. But understanding other people is absolutely key to business. You can't do it without, you know, I've got to be flexible. My high energy, like you say, annoys the living daylights out of people. But if I know that somebody's not high energy, I have to tone myself down. You have to be adaptable and you have to be flexible. But absolutely, if somebody's having a go at you, best thing to say is, well, if you think you're any good, why don't you have a go?
Before you go, the final thing, of course, we're from the same town. You're a Nottingham girl.
I am.
And it's just such an amazing place, isn't it? There's beautiful flowers. There's the lovely River Trent. There's Nottingham Forest. You get shot dead. I mean, do you have any intentions of going back?
I go back to see my family because they're still all over. They're still there, and it's where I was born and it's where I went to university. So I do love it a lot, but I really do love London. There's so much opportunity here, and I'm sure there is in Nottingham, but I've kind of made my home down here. But I do go back and visit, and it's a great city.
Listen, congratulations on all your success. I wish you all the best. You've certainly proved what the book says, so hopefully people who read it can draw some inspiration from it. You've got this new BBC One show starting. Tell me about that.
I'm filming it in March. It's a BBC One daytime show, going to be shown in October 2006, and it's called Temper Your Temper, and we actually deal with people who've got anger problems and help them to manage their anger. And I've done a pilot, which obviously now is turned into a series, and just doing the pilot was amazing experience. There was this guy on there, literally just had to look at him and he'd blow his top off. But I think they've chosen me to wind people up, to be honest. So
there's been an obvious reason that you've been given the gig. Good luck with everything in the media. I mean, it couldn't be going better for you, really, and you've made such a success from nothing.
Thank you.
And you're not going to show me your boobs, no?
No, not today.
All right, then, okay. Good luck with this book. It's called PUSH. Be proactive. Understand yourself. Sell yourself. I've been selling myself for years.
You're not doing bad, Alex. Come on. You're working for a great radio station.
I charge £1 an inch and I have got change. And H, have high standards. And I'm all right with the first three, but mine don't get any lower. Saira Khan, thank you so much for coming on the Late Night Revolution, and good luck with everything, and keep in touch with us, because
I will do, Alex.
You're a personality, and
thank you.
May you live forever. Ta-da.
Thank you.